Hello, elite cheerleaders and parents. We are now going to show you a tutorial on how to do this season's hair and makeup. We are going to be doing 2 Dutch braids, parting down the center. You are not braiding all the way down to the end of the hair. You will be stopping right here. The braid should be the outside braid for those that don't know that term, but we are going to be braiding down here, fastening with your hair elastic, and that way this hair right here is just hanging out. So line up the part right with the center of the forehead and do section by section. You do want this to be straight. Look just like this. All right, and then you just tie off one side. Well, we'll tie off this one and start because the lighting's better. Okay, you want to start with just grabbing a small piece of the hair at the top of the part so that you can have the smallest amount to start with. You don't want to start with a big chunk of hair. You want to start light and small. Separate it in 3 strands like this. And then this is your starting 3 pieces. They do not have a lot of hair. 3 pieces. So now when you're braiding, you are braiding over. So you pull one piece over, grab a piece, hold that. This piece here now goes over your other piece, like that. Grab a small piece of hair. My recommendation when doing this is always grab small pieces. And you are just weaving it over every section. Pulling each piece tight. You can see now the braid is starting to form where you started.
It always goes under and then over, yep. So you're always putting it over the middle strand.
Mm-hmm. You want to make sure every time you're grabbing the pieces, you're smoothing it out as well. That's what's going to help get it closest to the head. And you can see right now that braid's starting to form. I taught myself how to do this by practicing. So I do recommend trying to do this on your child.
Every time you watch TV, have them sit in front of you and practice this braid. It'll get easier and easier. If you're getting bumps right here, don't be afraid to take the comb too and smooth it out and then bring it into the braid.
Yeah, you can definitely make it look a lot nicer. Okay, now as you're getting towards the end, make sure you braid all of that hair just a little ways down.
You want to keep it as close to the head as you can. So nice and tight against her head. And then you can start to braid it down a little bit.
And how you do that is by pulling the strands nice and tight. Once you have a little bit of space,
we're using thick black elastics.
Hold it just like this and go towards the head when you are wrapping it. That way it's nice and close. And all you do is just twist it, twist it.
Keep it tight. Keep holding that hair nice and tight so the braid doesn't loosen.
This is gonna hurt the littles definitely because you have to pull because it needs to look close to the head like that. It should be going right at, I would say right at the bottom of the head.
Okay, we're gonna talk about different hair types because all of our cheerleaders here have different hair types, especially the younger ones, in order to keep it smooth and not frizzy. I recommend starting out wetting it a little bit just to smooth it out, so you can spray it down a little bit just to help with those flyaways. And then you go ahead and start nice and close right here. Smooth it out. We're going to use the comb a little bit more this time. Separate it in 3 and go ahead and start the braid already. So under, over. See how I can see how that's nice and tight and close to her forehead? Now I'm going to start adding pieces in. A little bit. We don't want all these frizzies sticking out. So again, that's where the water will help a little bit. And you can go ahead and take the comb and help yourself pick out a piece and keep it nice and smooth. If that's easier for you, I'm squeezing this part of the hair. And again, I'm braiding it nice and close to the head. So then I'm gonna smooth over this way again. I'm gonna grab a piece right here, small section. I'm gonna add it in. I'm gonna keep it nice and smooth. If I need to use that comb, I can. I'll show you a comb with the next one. Right here, we're gonna grab some. Lila's hair is easy to braid, so we don't really need the comb, but some of the kids have curlier, thicker, thinner hair even, and you wanna keep these wispies nice and smooth. If you have to start spraying this in order to keep those wispies in, start it now. Don't try it at the end. Start it now, smooth it in, and then get it into that braid. Hers isn't frizzy, but if it is, smooth it out, and then tuck it under. It'll be nice, it will look nice and clean. So if it's the top section, a lot of times girls will get bumps right here. I'm squeezing this close to her head. You can smooth it out. I picked out a section. Look at how nice and crisp that is. And then pull it in. To recommend that if you are rooming or getting ready with another cheerleader, something I recommend is trading kids even. Sometimes the little ones, they don't like to sit still or you have a hard time doing their hair. Like switch kids. We used to do this at dance competition. They'll sit better for other parents. They won't complain. Find a person on the team that's really good at the braids. Get together with them and have them show you hands-on. Keep it nice and smooth. Again, if you have to use the comb, look at how smooth that is.
eyes, back at it again.
Now we're going to start the makeup look for this season's competitions. The only two things you are required to buy, and I will have links down in the description, is this, what is it?
Milani Bold Obsessions.
And
We like this because it has these nice shimmery nude colors for the eyes.
I just want to like show you. So this is not, what? Oh, this is not like, why can't I just use my palette? The way that I have at home, I have browns. It's not going to look the same. It's really important that you guys get this one. So when you rub this one, you can see how thick and pigmented it is. So that's how we want it to go on their faces and last. So this is required to purchase.
It is $16.99
And it,
at Target.
at Target. It's also, this brand sold at Walmart.
You go online.
We wanted to make sure we used one of those big stores so that you could all get it and not have trouble finding it.
The other thing, parents, is that there is 2 different palettes in the same box. Make sure you're getting the shimmer ones because there was another palette that was just nudes and it didn't have any sparkle. So pay attention on what you're getting. All right, the second one is a matte. It is by Maybelline, okay? This matte's gonna last the entire competition. It's not going to go on the child's teeth. It's going to stick right to the lips, and Lila's already wearing the color now. So this is important. It's called Lover. That's the color.
And it's the Super Stay Matte Ink. It's ink. It's like tattoo ink. It does not come off. They do sell, when you go to purchase this, you'll see, they sell a remover for it. And you'll see it right above. It's clear. I think it's in like a silver bottle. And you can put that on. It helps it wash off. But this, I mean, you'll be able to rub your child's face and this will not come off. It won't go on uniforms or clothes. So this is the stuff we're going with.
And the best part about it is that if kids are drinking water or eating food, it's not coming off. So please make sure that you get this color and this matte because it's going to stay on.
It's
your child's
Maybelline.
face.
You can find this stuff anywhere. Target, Walmart. I've seen it at both places. So again, you can order it online. Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink. We'll have the link down in the description. And the color is 15 Lover.
And the price is $6.99.
So again, these are the only 2 things we're requiring you to purchase. We're hoping the rest you'll kind of have at home that you use anyways, or or from last season.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna make sure you get a foundation, concealer, anything that matches your child's skin tone. And all you need is just make sure you get the primary areas, okay? This should do just enough to cover Lila's entire face. The biggest thing here is I really want you to focus on the places that need it. So underneath the eye, right here, and the chin.
The T-zone.
T-zone, okay? Normally you can use like a brush or something, but I don't have that, so I'm just gonna dab. And all you are doing is going to blend this in. I think it's important that you all make sure you get some form of foundation that matches your child's skin tone because it just makes the makeup look so much better.
And it's not to cover blemishes.
No.
That's not why we want it on the little ones. It's really to help the makeup hold and to help show their face on stage. The lights can really wash them out.
Have is dark lights and then bright lights right on their faces. So it's important that you have something to make it look a little bit more performance-y, okay? So all you're doing is just blending this. Make sure you're looking underneath the chin. You don't want 2 tones, 2 different colors. You want to blend that in.
A lot of times over here, we can see the makeup line, so make sure you're really blending it in.
Okay, so as you can see there, this just softens the skin and makes it look a little bit cleaner and sharper. Next, the easiest thing, it's not huge, just get some form of blush. All you need to do, get a little right here, just do the cheekbones.
You don't want to circle it right here. That's not what we're looking to do. We're just looking to accentuate her features.
Again, this doesn't have to be super thick, but something enough to give some color, okay?
We can link a couple of blush recommendations, but you don't need to go with what we think. We don't want bright pink.
Yeah, just do something that's gonna go well with the cheeks and your child's skin tone. This might not necessarily look nice on a child with really fair skin. Think lighter pink. That's not gonna be super, super bright. You want something just soft. After that, that's all you really need for foundation, and that's all you really need for extra color as far as the skin. Something to help with the performance is getting some form of eyeshadow primer. This is by Urban Decay. You do not need the name brand stuff. A primer's a primer. So all you do, have your child close the eyes.
It's just like a paint primer.
Dab that on, and then you're gonna just spread it out.
It's going to make the color brighter and more vibrant. It's also going to hold it in place and make it last a whole competition day.
All I'm doing again is just blending that in, blending the entire eye. Make sure you're getting in the creases because a lot of the eyeshadow is going to be hair as well. Okay, so just blending it in, let it set for about a minute, and then it's ready to go. So this is why we want to use this palette. Inner eye, they get lighter shadows. In the corner here, that's going to be the darker shadows. And then your blenders for the center of the eye to kind of tie it all in will be your nice sparkle here. And your lighter brown right here. Just use a normal brush, just like this. Something small will help get the creases of the eye really well, okay? So we'll use this right here to start. Get a good amount, just like that. And all you're doing is tapping it. Tapping it to start. See how bright that's already coming out?
You don't want to rub it super hard because you really want it to be pigmented, right?
Yeah.
You want it to be nice and thick so that it shows up nice and shiny.
Make sure you're getting that crease so it sparkles.
A lot of people tend to start the eyeshadow back too far. When they open the eye, they can't see it.
So just start just like that. You can do both sides at the same time, because the biggest thing with eyeshadow is just blending it to make it look the same on each eye. So I recommend whatever shadow you're working with, you do it on both eyes first. Okay. It looks so nice.
It already brightens up her eyes.
All right, next, just get something like this to do the smoky eye. So I start with the inner eye, and then I'm gonna start with the outside of the eye and work my way in to help blend it. I'm gonna start with having Lila keep her eyes shut so I can form that. But the second that I'm done forming it right here, I'm gonna have her open it up and see how much further more in I have to go with the shadow. You're gonna use this dark shadow first, okay? I know it's scary, so start light. Just get a little bit on the brush, and then start at the corner of the eye, just tapping it. And you can see the color is changing. That's what you want to do. Right where her eye creases, just work your way up with it, towards the brow. All you're doing is just blending that right now to the top right there. So you see how it gets dark and then lighter? That's how you place it on the eye. I'm gonna grab a little bit more. Again, just start light. But now that I've kind of traced where I want the smoky eye, I can now darken it. And then Lila, open. So now you can see it's just that end of the eye that's smoky. Perfect. Okay, then you want to make sure you're going to do the other eye because you want it to match both sides. So again, starting light, going on the other side, start right on the crease of the eye, and we are just tapping it to get the color and tracing the smoky eye right now. Again, you want to go up to the brow. All right, so now when you get it done, before you have them open the eyes, you can see that that matches perfectly for each side. Okay, now Lila, open your eyes. That's gonna give you a very dramatic smoky eye, and you need to start light with the browns, and then trace it and fill it in.
It's easier to go in and darken it up. But it's not easy to remove it.
Right.
You'd be starting over.
Exactly. So now, using the same brush, kind of to lighten it up, because you want to have a nice tone here, is you can use this and this. I like the lighter to do the top of the brow. It just kind of makes the smoky eye look a little bit more dramatic.
The colors aren't really picking up good.
So what I'm going to do, it's not white, it's just a light. Grab just a little and a little shimmer like this, and you're basically going to start right at her brow line and go like this. And all you're doing is just softening that, just to give the brows something. Same thing on the other side. Grab just another little bit of that brown to keep that nice and dark on the edges like we want. Little brown, darken on those edges. Keep that nice and defined right there. And lastly, to blend in this inner part is you're going to be using this color. Just grab a little bit, and you can see how much that just went right onto the brush.
This eyeshadow is amazing.
So you just want to tap it on first. All this little bit that's falling underneath, you can wipe it up after, but tap it on because you are just blending it in. And that looks really nice. So now you have dark brown, light brown, and then that taupe color. Just to make it a little bit more defined, grab your small brush again. Grab your light shimmer, put it on here, and then just lighten it up right there. So now that gives the eyelid such a beautiful ombre of those three colors. Okay, do the same thing on the other side. And then lastly, I do like to just add some more of that shadow.
Which one was it?
This light shadow that's in the crease of the eye. Have your kid open their eyes and look up to the ceiling and just tap it right here.
Again, this is to make their eyes look bigger So when they're up on stage, you can see those beautiful facials.
Perfect.
You can tell how much bigger her eyes look.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
A nice clean brush. You can just brush away.
The last bit is just applying this.
I
So-
recommend teaching your child how to do this themselves.
Yes, because it is not easy doing it. You want to just make sure you get it right here. Get the lines. She already has some on, so it makes it kind of hard to show you the lines, but you just want to get close and go slow. And now just have your child dab it. And she looks good. Dab it a little bit more.
We are going with this natural makeup look this season. This is what the USASF wants. This is what the judges want. They don't want the girls wearing colors that aren't natural. So that is why we're going with more of this look this season.
Riley, you're beautiful.
We think it's going to be beautiful on stage. We think it's going to really show their facials off. We think it's dark enough that they will be able to see it from very far away.
The hair is pretty as well.
So, a few finishing touches that you will need is mascara on the eyelashes, and that's it.
Okay. And here's the look for the 2019-2020 season. I love it. It is very athletic looking.
Let's do bloopers.
Cold season. Jacob is the best person to do braids. I recommend him if you need help.
A little bit, you can. Put a little hairspray in it. Just be gentle with it.
Most competitions.
So, you can get any highlighter you want.
How about I talk about it?
We're gonna go, because I'm a little darker, we're gonna go with the darker highlight.
Are you gonna do it to yourself?
Yeah. So you go like this, you tap it, and then you go like that to get the
Okay.
excess off. And then you have your kid smile. And then I can't.
Okay. Just
Hold on. I
applying
had-
this?
Okay, go
Okay.
ahead.
I want Chipotle.
Go ahead.
Stop the video.